clams and used to be oysters.
Yeah.
But this county...
But then you ship them to Mississippi. We got to buy them for a high price when we could go to New Orleans and sell it to you guys. You know?
Yeah.
You know, we got some water down here, too. But maybe
no, you guys have plenty of water.
You know.
Yeah. You got bayou and all that stuff.
Yeah, you got the alligator thing. You don't have no alligators up there, do you?
No, we don't have alligators. They may be in the sewers, but not here. Not here. But what I was going to say was that we're the most agricultural county in the state of New York. The little Suffolk County on the last part of the island where the forks are, has always been a highly agricultural county, going back to like the Civil War days. So there's all
that. I didn't know that because I didn't think when you say agriculture, what are you like farmland?
Yeah, absolutely. Cabbage and potatoes and tomatoes and things. Mostly potatoes. Long Island was known for its potatoes and its ducks. You know.
Potatoes and ducks.
Potatoes and ducks. Yeah. In fact, the local baseball team is called the Ducks. But because there was so much farmland here, we had a lot of southern people come north to work the farms.
Right.
And it's been that way since probably forever, you know. Certainly not so much in the last 20 years, right? Because people tend to settle down a little more. But there's a huge population in Suffolk County from Virginia, Powhatan County in Virginia, and points further south, you know. So I think...
I was talking to a gentleman yesterday down in interview out of Detroit, Michigan, from that area. And I didn't know that they had that many grapes up there. You know, in some part of Michigan, a lot of grapes. Around the Great Lakes and a lot of fishes, but you got a lot of grapes and raisins and things like that around that area.
Are they making wine? Is that what they're doing up there?
Oh, yeah, because I thought that was all coming from California. So I was talking to this gentleman. They got a lot of that in Michigan. I did not know that, you know.
Yeah, there's New York Taylor wine is from, like, the Catskill region.
Oh, yeah.
And then now the North Fork of Long Island all the potato farmers sold out, and there's all vineyards now. There's nothing
beautiful.
But right?
Yeah, we have to take you there, Bobby.
Oh, there's plenty of vineyards out there. We can have a nice party out in the fields with Bobby Rushman.
Darn straight.
Oh, yeah, we can have we won't have to go to Idaho to find some potatoes now.
No.
New York and found.
No, don't you buy Idaho potatoes. You come here for the potatoes.
And Briarmere's too. We got to get him one of the cream pies from Briarmere.
Cherry, I guess you probably come up raising potatoes and things like that. Was you on the farm, Cherry?
Oh yeah, we definitely grew up I was a manual labor indentured servant to my father in the backyard.
Oh.
There was always crops.
You really have to do that because pretty ladies don't have to work. Come on, you know.
I wasn't a city lady. I was a country girl.
That's Bobby Rush, a big joke, you know.
Oh, that's
Here
fun.
we go.
So we got a little Bobby Rush in the background while we're talking. So I was asked I'm told to ask you about your disguises when you emceed and did your show.
Oh man, I kind of myself. I went to Rock Island, Illinois many years ago, and I had this gig in Rock Island. Red Fox at that time was my MC. And he could not make it, and I hired another guy by the name of Pretty Bob, and Pretty Bob could not go. And that looked like on a Wednesday night. By Thursday, I couldn't find nobody. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. So this guy was paying me $17.50 a night as a band leader, and he was giving me $17 for the MC. I said, what am I going to do about this? And so I dressed myself up in some big overalls, painted some mustaches on my lip, and at that time I was clean shaved because I'm a young man. I went into a drugstore and bought me some Fu Manchu mustache, got me some glue and stuck them on me, and went on the stage. And I got two months. I was an MC and a comedian, and I called myself Tramp. I called myself the Tramp, and I would come on the show and do the show and kill the show with the people. And I would say, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the star of the show, Bobby Rush. And I would step behind behind the curtain, pull my mustache off, and have my clothes already on all of these big old overalls that I'm wearing. And I come back on the stage as Bobby Rush. And I worked like that for 5 or 6 months for the club on the new that I was the same person, you know. So I must have been pretty good.
You were cleaning up.
At least I was a good liar, you know.
Okay, so let me ask you this: when I've seen you a couple of times, and everybody in the audience is fall down laughing half the show. Right? I mean, you're
maybe Joe, because I am a stand-up comedian.
You are as much a comedian as you are a blues man, right?
Right.
I mean, you're funny. I mean, the whole show's funny, right?
Right. Well, that's what it's all about, Joe. It's about entertaining. It's not about so much how well you sing or go harp or play guitar, whatever. But no, don't get me wrong, all of that helps. But you got to entertain people. When people go out, they want to forget about the troubles and the frustration going on with them, the thing that the mishaps. And so for a moment, they get into me and they forget about the troubles. And at that moment, I'm in the head of the game, by leading them on and making them feel good,
So let me ask you this question: which wins more friends, comedy or music?
I think it's a combination between the two of them because what you say as a comedy, it's a joke. And sometimes when you say things and sing it, it's just a joke. It may be true to somebody, but it's a joke to someone else. Because we talk about in one of my songs that my woman left me for the garbage man. That's funny when someone leaves you for the garbage man.
Not for the garbage, not for the husband.
But it ain't funny when it ain't funny the garbage man take his woman from.
Yeah, the husband. It's not funny to him.
Right.
It's a serious matter.
That's a serious matter there. The way I word that garbage man, And as Howard Wolf said, some men died about that and some men cried about that.
Oh, yes, sir. Now you are... Who did you where did you get your humor from? Was it come from your mama or your daddy, or was it an uncle?
But from my dad's side, I'm quite sure from my dad's side. Knowing my dad and his brothers and sisters was all funny, kind of a jokey kind of a people. I guess it comes from that side,
Yeah.
I guess the seriousness comes from that side too, because my dad was a preacher. Although he laughed and joked, but he had a serious side also. Same thing with me. When I'm on the stage, it's about fun and joke, but it's about doing a good job to be joking, be funny. And I'm serious about that. And there's nothing funny to me on the stage if the band not playing or doing what they need to do. That's not a funny matter with me. I'm laughing because I'm getting over it and the crowd love me. But when it's not happening, we got to make a quick change and be able to adapt quickly to what we should do if it's not going over good,
Well, at the risk of maybe angering you a little bit, you're a stern band leader. I've seen you turn around and give a guy a look that melts him.
Oh yeah,
that melts him.
Well, it's a business, so sometimes I get a little frustrated because people don't do what you want to do, when you want to do it, and the way you want to do it. But then on the other hand, they're only human too because they can't read my mind. Plus, they don't have the mindset that I have. I'm a perfectionist, and I like to do a thing. I like to be as perfect as I can be when I'm on the stage,
Yeah.
And I'm good at what I do. If you saw my show, you may have saw my show 20 times. You probably say, "Well, I know exactly what he's gonna do." That's how precise my show is, because I do the same thing every night the same way. And sometimes I get kind of old to people when they playing it every night the same way, the same time. But I got to do what I got to do,
Right. So,
guys, when a guy singing a hit song, is Sammy Davis Jr. singing his hit song, he do Candyman every night, 7 days a week.
He might do that song several times a night.
You can't get tired of your hit song because people want to hear it.
People want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
People want to hear it. So when I said everybody in the audience is having a good time and they're all fall down laughing and they're just having a great time, I still don't think there's anybody in the room who's having as good a time as you, Mr. Rush.
No, Joe, you're so right. But I'm so thankful that I can make money, enjoy myself, and yet I love what I'm doing to the point where I can make a living doing what I love to do best. That's singing, playing, and doing. When people seem to enjoy me, that's what I get my enjoyment from.
Right.
It seems that's a turn on to me.
Well, I've seen it where an audience just sits on their keister and doesn't really want to get out, and you won't stop until they're on their feet.
That's
No, I won't stop sitting on the seat until
you just kick it up a notch. You try to pull them out of their seat.
He
I
reels
won't
them
stop
right
till they
in.
drop dead, man.
He
to
does.
kill you, man.
He reels them right in. And not only that,
You need a good warm up guy, maybe.
well, hopefully.
Well, maybe I can get Sherry to do this warm up for me.
Yeah. She'll heat the joint
I'm
up.
visualizing it now.
She'll heat the joint up.
Hot Sherry Black will heat it up.
So you said you left Homer in 47?
1947. Went to Arkansas with my father, who was a pastor of a church in Arkansas for a few years, and after that, early 50s, I moved to Chicago, and I lived there for 43 and a half years.
To be a musician, you go to Chicago to work?
Oh, I was with the musician. I was a musician full-time, working part-time. Someone will say, well, were you a musician part-time, working full-time? But I was doing 8 hours a day on a full-time job when I first went there for a short while. Then after that, I was just working weekends and Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and staying up late and getting up early. What you have to do, you know?
Yeah. So, okay, just a little side trip. What kind of jobs did you hold down?
I went to a railroad. I got hired on a railroad. I think I was, at that time, it wasn't, I think I was the one that was the second black guy who went there as a switchman, because they wouldn't hire black guys as switchmen at that time.
Oh yeah, sure, I can imagine.
And I went as a switchman. Then later on, I got laid off, and I went to a plating company. And after that, and I'm a concrete finisher by trade, and I got a job at this with a Crawler Construction Company. And he was so crazy about me, he put me in charge of all his help in the whole bit. And I didn't tell him I was an entertainer. I was just telling him I didn't tell him I was an entertainer, so I was working at chest on his record. So I got this record for things I used to do. I won't do no more. When the record came out, I wanted to tell him that I couldn't work for him no more. I didn't know how to face the guy because he was so good to me, giving me a job. And one day I had the nerve to tell him my real name is Bobby Emmett Ellis, but professionally I'm Bobby Rush. He said, I heard of Bobby Rush. You Bobby Rush? I said, yes, sir, I'm Bobby Rush. He said, I know you're not going to be with me long. That's the first thing he said. And he's right. I wasn't going to be there long. Because I didn't come to be there long. I just come to work long enough to get my house note and buy me a guitar and a car or station wagon to haul my drums in. You know the bit, you know.
All right, so let me ask you this. How old were you at this point?
Oh, a teenager, like 18 years old.
Wow.
18, 19 years old. I wasn't 21. Pretty much I was trying to go in the nightclub and shouldn't have been in there. Yeah, 18, 19 years old.
No fear at all, right?
Yeah.
So how cool or how bad of a dude was an 18-year-old Bobby Rush? Because you're pretty cool dude right now.
And I thought I was bad. Yeah, Muddy Waters, who really liked me, he and Albert King kind of taking me under their wing, and they treated me.
Oh, they were your patron saints, huh?
Right, but they didn't treat me like I was a 18, 19-year-old boy. They treated me like I was their age, and they called me Blood. Blood, come here. For whatever reason, whatever they saw in me, they saw there's a third kind of a guy in me, because they would talk the same kind of talk. They would talk to everybody who was 30 or 40 years old. They talked to me the same. They didn't cut no call. They didn't talk to me like I was a kid, you know. Right. Maybe that was, I don't know whether it was good or bad, but they respected me to that point, you know.
Yeah, they must.
I remember Ray Charles told me one time I was rehearsing, and he said, why are you rehearsing so hard? I said, because we got to go to another place tomorrow night. I want to change my songs and get some new songs. He said, Bobby Rush, why you change your song? Last night, you was good. If people get tired of your song, what you got to do is change towns. Don't change your song. If you got a good show, do it every night and every town you go in. Because I was trying to change my show every night, you know.
Yeah. It's hard to learn all them new tunes. Right?
I don't think.
Oh yeah. We're trying to keep up with the Joneses, you know. But then I stopped trying to do that, and I listened to what he said, and Louis Jordan and people like that, Howlett Wolf, and all of. I just listened to the guys who was a little older than I was.
Well, those guys are some bluesmen right there.
Yeah.
Those are names. Albert King,
guys,
Howlett Wolf.
I didn't learn as much as I should have learned because they respected me so highly. Even if I was wrong, the guys thought I was right. And I wasn't always right because I wanted to learn from these guys. But these guys respected me so much as well. Bobby Rush, do it like you want to do it. that was good on one hand, but I wanted them to tell me how to do it, you know?
So let me ask you this. Did you walk into chess, or did you go to the
I
Kingston Mines or something?
I think I'm about the only entertainer, especially a black entertainer, ever went into the chess and walked out with my master. That was a guy that I knew that knew Willie Dixon when I went there. His name was Mel London. Mel London was a good friend of Leonard Chess and Field Chess. I didn't know Field Chess well. He introduced me to them. He asked me, he said, well, you want to record to me, son? I said, yes, I'm going to record, but I'm already on a contract with Emmett Ellis. And they didn't know who Emmett Ellis was. They thought Emmett Ellis was some Jewish guy that I had a contract. They said, how long you got with him? I said, I got a couple of years with him, and then after that, I can come record with you guys. So he said, well, come on in the studio. We can stick and cut some things, so when you get out of the contract, we have them already done. So I went in and cut the stuff that on chess labor in the studio. At the meantime, I took the master out with me because they thought I had this contract with Emmett Ellis. They didn't know Emmett Ellis and Bobby Rich were the same guy. You know?
So you were smart, too. You weren't just a good musician.
But it was a business situation with me. And I knew Mel London, they seemed to like him very, very well, so I sicked Mel London on them to make the deal. And Mel London told the Field Chess and Leonard Chess that I had this contract with Emmett Ellis. Me and him had talked about this situation that I goes in and said, well, hey, man, I want to record for you guys, but I got this contract with Mr. Ellis.
Yeah.
Well,
nobody kept their masters.
Buy your contract from him. I said, well, let me see. He's going to be awful hard about his contract. You know, let me talk to him. So I went the next day and came back. He said, did you talk to Mr. Ellis? I said, yeah, I talked to Emmett Ellis. He just won't let this contract go. He said, but you could have me, Bobby Rush, after I cut 2 more signs with him. You know,
using their studio.
I'm walking out of it, cutting it, and walking out with my product. You know.
Well, that's great. Sharp move.
Yeah. So I came in the early 51 or 52. In 1953 or 54, Picnic Markham and Mabel come. Picnic Markham and come in that year. And the next year after that, Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley came. Mom, Mabel, and Picnic Markham came at the same time. In 1956, last of 56, Howlin' Wolf came. In early 57, Buddy Guy came, and so did Etta James. Ralph Bath was there already.
Wow, what a stable.
I don't think about 2 guys that live can tell the story I'm telling. That's myself and Chuck Berry. We're about the only 2 guys left out of that mode can tell the story.
Yeah, God bless. Let's hope you guys can be around a long time to tell these stories, man.
Well, we hope so. Well, yeah. Thank God for people like you still around playing our records and at least talking about what we have done, what we're doing, what we plan to do.
Yeah, last time I saw you at Skipper's down in Tampa.
Oh, yeah, down there. It was cold, too, at an open house. It was in-house open house.
It was an outdoor gig. It was the local Blues Society's Christmas party.
Yeah,
there were about
I remember that.
There were a couple hundred people in the joint. What was that?
I remember getting cold that night. Getting cold. I needed some long draws on that night. I remember that.
Well, you walked off that stage sweating. I know that.
Yeah, it was cold when I went up there, though.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, it was a wonderful show. I mean, you really wowed everybody, you know.
Well, thank you for coming by, and I thank you for...
Yeah, you're very, very welcome. Well, thank you for being on the road for 50 years. My Lord, 60 years.
Yeah, 50-some odd years. About 55 years, 5.5 years.
Oh, well, I'm 52 years old. I'm an old guy.
Oh, yeah, you're old in dog years, you know.
In dog years. You've seen me, I guess, huh? You've seen me already. I don't know. Well, you know, you've been on the road for 50 years now. Now, when you cut those sides, who backed you back in the chest?
Oh, God, I don't think none of the guys living there. Freddie King.
Oh.
On guitar. Luther Allison was later on coming in some of the stuff, but he was too young for the first stuff I was done. Jimmy Rogers and Ed Belo was on the drum.
Wow.
And Pine Top Pack was on keyboard a lot of times.
Did you have anyone blowing harp those days, or did you do that?
I did that. I did that myself. And I think maybe a couple of times that Cotton did it for me.
Yeah, of course.
And he and Big Walter. Little Walter never played with me. But he
Right.
was my neighbor. He was my neighbor. Little Walter was my neighbor. He got me in trouble a few times.
What?
Walter, I lived on
Got
Troy.
you in trouble.
That's
Are
right.
you sure it wasn't the other way around?
Yeah, no, let me tell you what happened. I lived on Troy. He lived on Albany. The Troy and Albany Street, his back door was in my back door. So he was tell his wife that he was going to tell his wife that he going to take me someplace or work or what have you. And so she would walk out the door until he